Well, let's go have a look and see what Carandio and Deluxe are up to. Oh, sick. Holy crap. Okay, so we apparently missed Carandio butt stomping. Just butt stomping with Quince. It's what we do around here. Oh, the unlosable combat, though. somewhere. Mad King just rolled like in his bed. He's just startled awake, like, oh, go. Someone just made a terrible Quince decision. I can feel it. Disturbance in the force. Quince, best character, of course. Oh dear. So this should be an absurd amount of damage. 11 card Gwen is not going to sit back. Really? 22? All of those cards. Okay, so my call for what Deluxe has in his hand is all throws. No, okay. Ooh! And that's gonna be it. And that's why Gwen has a bad time. So Quince, like, does his super, and then pauses, and then turns around and straightens his tie and just starts walking away, and in the background, Gwen just falls apart into pieces. You're already dead. Okay. Game 2? Do we see Game 2? Yeah, immediate rematch from Deluxe, of course. Okay, interesting hand, interesting Val hand. I'm really interested in Val as a character. I've been playing her a little bit in Quick Match. I'm playing some Midori in Quick Match, just to try to test out some new characters. Some characters I'm less familiar with that I didn't have very good success when I started out the game, when I had way less idea how what a conservative, safe kind of style of Yomi is. How to play good, as it were. And Val as a character really interests me. She's got like insane damage potential, which is something I do not have in my roster at all. And she's got really interesting footsies. All of her games basically start with her trying to get to 11 or 12 cards. And then once she's at 11 or 12 cards, that's when she just goes nuts. And she's got an engine, like her ability to combo normals after each other is such a huge engine that if you play it right and you get those straights, you just never have to stop. You're just constantly playing normals into double ace, into recurring ace. Like, it's awesome. But I like the fact that, unlike a character like Zane, who basically starts at, able to do rushdown, she has to fight her way into it. So you have to try to poke out throws or block aggressive pokes from your opponent. Oh yeah, Skimmian saying, it's like, what are you talking about? Rook doesn't have explosive damage potential. Checkmate Buster is a thing. That's true, but it's not explosive in the same way that Valerie is. Like, that is truly explosive. It's like one and done. Rook has incredibly consistent damage output, whereas Valerie can run you over with multiple, like, 30 to 34 damage combos in a row if her hand lines up right and she wins the right combats. That's something that very much excites me. The other thing about her too is that she often has these kind of awkward hands where you don't have quite enough normals to be able to get the amount of aces that you want, which is usually 2 at a time. So you want to be comboing 4 normals, so you have AA, or you're comboing 3 normals because you already have a single ace, so you have AA. And then, you know, sometimes she has a lot of queens and kings, which are situationally useful. Sometimes she has all of her jacks, which are where a lot of her explosive damage potential comes from, but you don't want to spend jacks on jacks. You want to discard something else for that. She can ignore blocks. Like, she has a lot of really neat tools, and that's without getting into like burst of speed, which lets her contest versus grapplers, which with her 7th throw even, which lets her be really, really aggressive. But it's, I don't know, I like. I wasn't around in version 1, like I didn't play very often, or I didn't play, yeah, I played like 7 matches in version 1 of this game, before stuff like normal draw and some of the characters were rebalanced, and so I never knew the insanity of burst of speed allowing you to get below 1.0 speed. So I don't miss it like some other people do. I don't resent the fact that, you know, like a character, like my character got buffed. I feel like Rook's like slight adjustments to Rook's kit really, I feel, improved the way he worked a lot. He got SPD, like his king throw didn't used to go through normal attacks. Stuff like that, so I have nothing to complain about with my main, so I don't know what it's like. Oh, pokes out the queen. Was that... Okay, it's Honest Queen. Honest Queen is like one of the hypest forms of combat. If you land Honest Queen, like, I'm gonna play this, and then you actually do, kudos to you. But yeah, huge damage here from Grandio. I'm actually surprised he didn't put the 2 in there and maybe keep... Well, I suppose with 22 damage left to do. On the other hand, if you had the second ace, you could throw into lethal here. Nice 5 poke. This could lead into some big damage. 5, 6, 7 jack deals an unholy amount of pain. Goes for it. Do we have the jack? Oh! That 27, though. The dictator. Stamping all over the artist. Appropriate. Appropriate matchup commentary is appropriate. Okay, Honest Queen here. Deluxe. Are you godlike? Ask yourself if you're godlike, and then play that queen, because you godlike. Does he get it? Oh, it would have worked too! That's the risk. That's the risk. He doesn't die from it. He doesn't die from it. He's got a chance. We may yet see... we may yet see Honest Queen. I want to see it. I want it to be real. Is this Wake Up Queen? Ooh, unfortunate. So this is going to get undercut. 7.4 speed throw. And unless a Joker comes out, this is going to be lethal. Is it a Joker? Goes all in. It is not. Nice. Well played. Alright, who we got next? Alright, nope, nothing yet. Oh, Jesus! Yes, okay, get ready for the shortest game of Yomi. Okay, I want everyone together. I want bets in chat. How long is this game gonna last? In combat reveals. So how many turns is this game gonna last? Aw, no! Boo! Boo these men! We were... Okay. Okay. So, the same thing applies. In chat, how many combats, how many turns is this game gonna last? Okay? Zero. Yeah, exactly. I know, denied. Okay, okay, so Skimrian, I'll let you reset for the new matchup. I'm gonna say, so we've seen what? We've seen 2 so far. I'm gonna say 13. 13 turns. I know I have bid way too high. Oh god, the damage though. 22. That's like 50% damage off of no cards. Because of because straights are always card neutral. Oh, gross. Okay. What's it gonna be? Ooh, okay. Good defensive throw. Hugged the hate right out of him. My god. If you touch... If Carandio touches Moth, he will explode. Oh, Jesus. So here's the thing. Was that a combat win, or should he have played the Black Jack slow side? Okay. Deathstrike Dragon is real. I love it. Okay. It's super throw time. So I can't remember. Does Gwen's super throw actually faster? No. Okay. Same speed super throws. So the mix-up is super throw, which potentially results in super throw clash, which is definitely Gwen favored. Yeah, exactly. Oh no! Rutrow. Is it gonna be 22? No, you scum! I like this Moth guy. Alright. Finds 7 damage, slows him down. So now on this turn, Moth's triple A super actually clean beats Deathstrike Dragon. The only sad thing is I see 3 jacks in his hand, and he hasn't played a slow jack face up. There we go. Okay. Super throw temporarily diffused. Unfortunately, I've lost track of how many turns that was. I think we're probably still sub 10, though. Ooh. Finds another queen. Carandio has been unwilling to play Deathstrike Dragon. He hasn't found another dodge yet. And again, look at all these missed opportunities to explode Gwen with Triple Jack. Now he can't even do it! Strictly incorrect move, IMO. So here he gets thrown again, because Moth is going to keep throwing him, I think. Or does he get the dodge off? He does! Okay. Has Moth found a Joker? Does Carandio care? No, sir. Oh no! Tragedy! Okay. He still has the 2 jacks in hand. This can still work out. Slow jack. Okay. Gets rid of the Joker. Slow jack. Please, one time. Slow jack. Oh. Tragedy. We waited too long. Puts him at 6. Gwen in a commanding situation right now. Facing down a no-card Manalker. Oh! Good dodge. Well played, Moth. I think that might have been close to 13, actually. Anybody in chat keeping track? I'm gonna call it 13. I think I think I called it correctly. I'm gonna check the tapes afterwards. In the description, I will let you know if I successfully called that. Alright, we got Master Blaster stepping up to the plate. Yeah. Ooh, Midori. Oh, okay. No, it's CPAT's turn, apparently. $13-ish, yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah. Keep doing that. Okay. Sorry for temporarily breaking the matrix there. Okay, so as an aspiring Midori player, I'm interested to see how this plays out. Okay, immediate queen. Serving the 10, yeah, that makes sense. Don't want to spend that early. Finds another 10, that's really nice. Do we see immediate second queen? No. Hey, Carandio. Hey! Welcome to chat. Okay, so Midori's going to get slightly exploded here. Moth is going to set himself up for very few cards in hand. This could be... So, 5 cards in hand. Probably we're going to see a poke from Gwen. The typical Midori response is to throw here. Oh, interesting. Okay. Would have accepted the throw. And actually choosing to dodge in that situation is very interesting to me against Midori. Ooh. Yeah, not sure exactly what was going on with that with that decision. But he does get grasped, indeed. Cashing out damage immediately. Ooh, finds double ace, so hitting that would be very, very nice. Good block from Moth. Avoids getting entirely annihilated by by suddenly aces. Blocking is cheating, I agree. That's true. Gwen does have that 1.2 speed hole, so when something like that doesn't work, it's a very, very sad situation. So he's got Master has got very few cards in hand, but it really doesn't matter. He has 28 damage potentially. Almost certain this gets spun. Yeah. Cashing in the 7 for 21. Yeah. Gotta disrespect her ace, her face downs almost as much as possible. No. Throwing grapplers is cheap. You're not supposed to throw grapplers. We see immediate queen. Everything correct here. Yeah, Skimrian asking, if blocking is cheating, how can throwing be cheap? Grandio responds with, everything in Yomi is cheating except for Checkmate Buster. I think that's basically accurate. Oh god. Head explosion time? No, okay. Doesn't explode his face. He has all the tools he needs in hand right now. Yeah, I almost certainly dodge here. Yeah, good stuff. Dodge into throw. Okay, okay. So he doesn't basically checkmate him this turn. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Carandio. Checkmate Buster is the only super in the game that's not cheap. Because you have to choose to get hit by it. Now, yeah, you have to play something that isn't an attack. Then you have made your choice. Master Blaster with the yawn tech. the Midori roleplay, though. So in theory, Master Blaster has an unlosable position here. He has to play stuff that chooses not to die. So ironically, choosing to do this is choosing to die. Spins the K anyway. Rare footage of Midori actually upset. Great match. So something I've been asking Leontes on Twitter, he hasn't gotten back to me yet, is what... so if I were theoretically to pick up Midori, what actual matchups would I pick him over Rook for? And what I suspect is that he does fairly well, or possibly better than Rook does, against the rushdown characters. So characters like Gwen, characters like Setsuki. Because he has the ability to hedge against their throws, or hedge against their dodges with an attack button, which also covers throws and covers most of their attacks as well. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of answers he comes up with. I think he is on record as saying that Midori has a very strong match against Setsuki. And that's a character I would prefer not to play Rook against. Okay, block. Yeah, Corando is saying in chat, it's like me learning Onimaru. Really, I would need to know how to play versus Degray and Argard. Yeah, I agree. The issue with me picking up Midori is, of course, the fact that I already play Rook, who basically loses to the exact same things that Midori loses to. Has a very difficult time with Geiger, has a very difficult time with BBB, and has a more difficult time against Onimaru than Rook does. So, you know, it's not. I would not be learning this character for strict tournament advantage, basically. But he is very, very interesting to me, and I've had a ton of fun playing Riker in some quick match the other day. Notably, he did not pick Geiger or BBB. Thank goodness. Ooh, sinks the throw. Always so satisfying to throw Gloria's Remedy. Like, get out of here with your nonsense blocks. I like the idea of Midori just because he plays very differently compared to Rook does. Like, you have to think of very, very different things. Okay, so Skimmering saying, based on the charts in the matchup thread, opinions seem to be Midori beats Rook versus Sets, Lum, Manelker, Gloria, Gwen, and Vendetta. Eh. Yeah, see, I'm fine with all of those is the problem. I guess maybe as a Setsuki counterpick, because I don't feel as comfortable in that matchup. Yeah. Carandy is saying on chat, I had a good starting hand with Midori and was like, wow, this character's crazy. And I know the unstated thing is, and then I played like 3 more games and drew nothing but hot garbage that I couldn't string together worth crap and got destroyed. Because that was my experience with Midori for a very long time. And that's basically the way the character plays. I think Leontes is very outspoken about that fact. It was like, he's a very high variance character. You almost have to use the losses you take from having drawn really, really badly, just to like make your range something completely insane, so that they think they're playing against a like crack-addicted squirrel, and then you get a whole bunch of free damage on the next game where your draws are better, and they still expect you to play something absurd. I didn't follow. Randy was talking about TK's counterpicking in Emperor Throne recently. I didn't follow that too closely, so I don't know what he picked into. But to your comment about, it's not too difficult adjusting from Rook to a character like Midori, because they're both grapplers, so they're going to play fairly similarly. I actually disagree about that. I had a very terrible time trying to figure out exactly what I was supposed to do with Midori in a lot of ways. Like, the thing about Rook is you have King Throw, and King Throw makes such a big difference in a lot of matchups. The fact that it pushes people to actually play normal attacks, because normal attacks, especially in the early game when you're trying to develop a hand, are so much better to poke out throws with, that people will choose to play them in early games to be able to build a hand, because so much of Rook's game plan depends on putting you on 4 cards and then just sitting on you forever. Whereas Midori has no such incentive. He has very, very few cards that he can afford to poke with in the early game. He's pretty much playing a pure block throw mix-up, but he's not doing it with any pressure to make his blocks incredibly strong or to make his throws incredibly strong. At least that's what it feels like. I feel like somebody who's willing to get Dragon Queened and just plays with the fact that, hey, I'm going to get Dragon Queened in the early game if he has it. I'm just going to play stuff that beats everything else. If you have that option, really puts Midori in a really, really bad situation. Add to the fact that Midori, even more than Rook, has to block a lot. And with Rook, it's kind of like, if you think about Midori, or this is what, again, this is like day 3 Midori thoughts here, but the thing with Rook is, once you have 12 cards, they're almost interchangeable, right? You probably have rock armor, and if you have rock armor, it doesn't matter what you have so long as you have a combo after it, right? Like your bad cards in that hand become good cards by default because you can crush them down together to fuel rock armor, right? And your throws don't depend on follow-up. So if you have a throw, you have a throw. Like, there's no additional requirements for your hand to do anything else. It can just be a throw. So, whereas you contrast that with Midori, where you're sitting there sometimes with 12 cards in hand, and you still have no effective means. Like, I don't have Dragon Queens, therefore I don't have an attack that's faster than 2.4 speed, therefore I really don't have any attack pressure, except the attack pressure that my opponent thinks I have, because I have so many cards in hand, so I must have a Dragon Queen. But if you've been playing in a way that you don't have a Dragon Queen for so long, they probably think you don't have one until you actually draw one. So, again, it's really weird. It's an odd play experience. Add that to the fact that once you actually get into Dragon form, I feel like it can make your opponent's responses to Dragon form very unpredictable, because he has so many dominant options. Dragon Queen, King Throw, dodge into checkmate into Final Dragon Buster, raw Final Dragon Buster. Like, all of those options are so powerful that it can be really difficult to figure out what your opponent is actually more scared of at any given time. At least that's the way that it feels to me. So I think it's more difficult to it's more difficult to anticipate what your opponent is going to do in response to you as Midori. Whereas with Rook, and this could just be familiarity. This could purely be familiarity. But for Rook, I feel like the game plan is always very, very obvious to me and to my opponent. And then all the advantage that I can get out of it is how I manipulate what pieces of my game plan I'm willing to actually engage with. Skimrian saying, Midori being in round 1, a product for introducing the game to beginners, seems rude to me. I don't know. He's definitely the most complicated character in round 1, for sure. But on the other hand, Jaina is also a round 1 character. And she is by no means an easy character to figure out how you're supposed to play. You can get into a lot of trouble buying yourself attack cards back. It can feel very good. But I think round 1, like, Grave is on the simpler side, but he still has quite tricky stuff that he needs to do in order to get his game plan right, in a lot of ways. And Satsuki. I think Satsuki is the pure beginner character in there. If you're going to get round 1 exclusively and you're going to learn the game, Satsuki is, I think, the character to start playing the game with, because all it focuses on is you don't have to focus on hand management, or you have to focus on hand management in an inverted way, in a kinder way. Usually, look at your hand. It actually teaches really good fundamentals. Look at your hand, figure out what your highest damage combo is, and play that. But especially for Satsuki specifically, play to your hand more than anything else, right? Play to empty your hand. And rather than trying to concentrate on what do I think my opponent is doing, which I think is kind of the trap of beginner Yomi, where you can't actually start to play that game until you and your opponent both have developed basic valuation and conservative play skills, where you're blocking a lot to build hand, you're pursuing largely optimal combos when you're pursuing combos, and until then you're playing the default very safe block option. You're not blocking turn 1, turn 2, which is a very common beginner mistake that I see a lot in QM and stuff like that. Yes, Skimmerian saying, and Carandio, both of them actually saying that Jaina is the character everyone starts with, and I think that's very, very accurate. And Skimmerian adding the fact that as a Magic the Gathering convert who most likes the black color, the lose life for cards thing is really appealing. Yeah, and that's basically the way a friend of mine sold Yomi to another friend of mine. Was like, hey, there's this character, like, he's like, here's the basics of the game. It's like kind of rock, paper, scissors-y. It's really interesting, blah, blah, blah. And he was like on the fence, like, okay, rock, paper, scissors kind of turns some people off when they hear it at first. But then he was like, and you need to check out this character. Showed him Jaina and was like, okay, it's like flip through the deck, check out some of the attacks, like really cool card art, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now read her innate. He was like, yes, I'm down. Let's play it right now. Just tossed everything else off the side of the counter. I was like, let's put that deck down. I don't care who you pick. I'm playing that character. So I think that's a very, very common response. Satsuki feels a lot like a really weird, like blue-red, like weenie deck, where you've got a whole bunch of like card draw, but you're playing a whole bunch of like wimpy cards and stuff. So I try to sell people on the blue aspect Okay, sweet. So we've got Persephone, Pick Your Poison, coming up after this set, which I'm very excited for. Yeah, Karandia saying he likes buying her attacks back. It's. I agree. It's like picking up Jaina at first. I think a lot of people have this tendency where they get introduced to the game, they immediately pick up Jaina, they play her a lot, then they get sort of tired of her and move off of Jaina and be like, I can't win with her or something like that. They give up on trying to figure out how they should play it. They move on to another character, they learn the game, and then maybe they migrate back to her eventually. Like, okay, now that I know how I'm supposed to play this character, now that I'm playing her with more nuance, she really opens up again. Ooh! Exploded with Ace Ace. I have taken enough. Fish say no. How's the stream quality, by the way? I think it looks like it's, yeah, alright. Still got the weird lag for no reason, as far as I can tell, but... Oh, exploded. Good stuff.